All right, peace again. Now that we've already dealt with this situation, generally speaking, this Young Thug, Million Man March, Minister Louis Farrakhan situation, let me deal specifically with one particular hater. I got to put him on blast. I'm going to give you like 10 or 15 minutes of fame right now because obviously you want some attention. Well, you got my attention. And it's really not about you, it really, you such a buster. It doesn't really matter about you. But for those of you all who watching on the sideline, see, this stuff got to be answered because you really on some super, like I said before, you're really on some super whack juice. So this is Justice Al MacD Bey. Justice Al MacD Bey. So you say, let me explain something to the Nation of Islam. Let me explain. This is what you say on your page. Let me explain to the Nation of Islam something. Farrakhan has done great things among our people. Thank you very much. He's a great speaker and he gave our people hope. But he's not exempt from criticism. He's just taught. The march is bull crap. Why would the European Jew let him come on their radio stations to promote a march? If it wasn't in their best interest, it makes no sense. So you put, but he's not exempt from criticism. He's just taught. The march is bull crap. Why would the European Jew let him come on their radio stations to promote a march if it wasn't in their best interest? It makes no sense. I don't have to agree with everything he do, and that's my right. Yeah, it's your right. But let me explain something to you. First of all, you don't know the drama that went behind getting the brother minister on Sway or the Breakfast Club. You don't know how that went down, and you don't know any fallout that's coming from it. You don't know because it ain't none of your goddamn business. Second of all, I want you to understand something as far as scriptures is concerned and also concerning what's going on with politics in America. This is why it's important for you to understand. White America and their so-called Jewish friends want to see a clash between the black man and the white man. Now I know you are Moor and you don't want to, use the word black, but whatsoever you want to say, the Moorish, the Asiatic, there's going to be a clash. They are pushing the buttons of black America by killing black men, black women, and they are producing seeds of discontent and contempt amongst our community. The Jews plan and Allah plans. And Allah is the best of planners. So in their mind, it might be in their best interest to help promote this march. Because they want, or they have their own objective and we have ours. So you don't understand what's going on, but you talking. You bumping your gums. You're a simple-minded person. More directly. The minister gives us hope. He's all talk. Let me explain something to you on behalf of my mighty FOI and MGT. Do you understand that there are sisters who heard lectures from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who listened to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and they overcame the fact that they were raped or molested in the past? They came into the nation and they were cleaned up and they were put where they need to be put, on top of civilization, as righteous mothers of civilization, because they heard the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. That the Nation of Islam is a brotherhood and a sisterhood that gives support and protection to brothers and sisters who might not have had no support and no protection. So there's brothers, there's sisters in the nation who heard the minister and they stopped stripping. They stopped prostituting. They stopped being promiscuous. They overcame domestic violence and domestic abuse. They overcame being molested or touched by a family member in their family. See, you don't have no idea what the minister has done for people. He does things all the time. He does more than talk. He teaches, he trains, and he produces a brotherhood and a sisterhood that gives our brothers and sisters more than hope. There's brothers who put down guns, stop pimping, right? Stop killing. Stop gang banging, came out the penitentiary, never went back to the penitentiary, just because they heard what you call a speech, but it's really teachings. So you's a goddamn hater, and you's a buster. You cannot articulate, nor can you fathom the depth of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's love and guidance to us, because there's brothers and sisters who's in the nation who was ex-killers, dope dealers, gangbangers, prostitutes, pimps, and even Uncle Tom sellouts that has come into the nation and got cleaned up. Let me make it clear. Because of the minister's demonstration, there are brothers and sisters in the nation who you really don't want to see. In fact, most of you all get away with the BS that you say because we have love for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because we don't want his job to become more difficult. But if it wasn't for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a lot of you people who be talking all the stuff that you're talking, you really wouldn't be able to say some of the things that you're saying. So you really should check yourself, because the minister is our mercy in our midst right now. And you're really taking things sweet. You're talking about Young Thug and you're saying that there's a homosexual on his lap. First of all, I don't know why you're doing the knowledge so much on it. To me, it don't look like no female. I mean, it don't look like no dude. It look like a female to me. But I ain't really looking too hard. You understand what I'm saying? And if it was a dude on his lap, what the hell has that got to do with the fact that he's meeting with the minister and we're trying to put him on the road back to where he needs to be? But you got something to say. Then you talking about he's wearing the crescent and star on his head, and that's a bad look. Look, it starts somewhere. See, you're just a hater. You just wish you can get to these people, but you can't get to the people because you're so damn whack. So let me say something to you, Justice Al Mahdi Bey. You don't know what the European Jew is doing to Charlemagne or Sway, and you don't know what's going to be the fallback behind them having Minister Louis Farrakhan on the radio show. So you telling me that the march is some bullshit? So you ain't gonna show up to the march. So the minister's calling everybody out, and we gonna make a demand to the United States government saying justice or else, and you think that's whack. You whack. Niggas, stay home. We don't need no faggots with us anyway. Let me say it like that. What else you put on your wall? You have no idea, brother, the sacrifice that the minister makes to teach us. See, you want to make mockery of the lectures and the speeches that he do as just speeches, but you don't understand how the power within the word reaches out and restores brothers and sisters and put them back on their posts and become good fathers, good husbands, good sons, good brothers, good mothers, good daughters, good sisters, good aunties. The minister's words and him rebuilding the nation has given more than hope to our people. It's given us guidance. It's given us a sisterhood and a brotherhood. But I want to ask you, why are you doing the devil's work? Now, we expect the Jews to say this. We expect white folks to say this. Damn, even maybe the black preachers. But you, Justice Al Mahdi Bey, you feel like it's in your interest to open up your mouth and bang on Minister Louis Farrakhan. And you want to downplay the march. You want to talk crazy against something that you don't understand. What's your motives? It ain't about you, man. You represent a mindset. You a hater. The minister is giving his life for his people. And there is not nobody, including you, that would have any program. You don't have a program to save Young Thug, Young Jeezy, Young Cash Money. You can't save nobody, including yourself. You don't even have a program. All right, I put it like this. If the minister in the Nation of Islam just sat down right now and went away, just sat down, we just said, okay, we ain't dealing with this no more. The Nation of Islam sit down, the Muslims sit down, and y'all leave. Which one of y'all gonna step up? And what program do you have for the people? If you had 1 million people, ears right now, which of course you don't, but if you had 1 million people right now to talk to, and they was gonna listen to you, what would you tell them to do? Stop saying the word black? Would you give them a circle 7? Where's your temples at? Where's your brotherhood? Where's your sisterhood? Where's your discipline? Where's your structure? Where's your organization? What's your guidance? You don't have none. Only thing you want to do is bump your guns. You're nobody. Use a little man. What you need to do is fall in. Get with the matter of fact, don't even fall in. Just go somewhere and sit down somewhere. Because we don't need busters and suckers around us who we trying to do something and you sitting in the back eating popcorn with something to say. You remind me of those 2 little old white men on the Muppets who always sitting in the balcony watching the play go on and watching the Muppets, but you always got something to say. You's a Muppet ass nigga. That's what you are. 310-625-0999. I'm not going to let y'all keep banging on the minister and saying this slick shit and we don't address you. So as far as I'm concerned, everybody in Facebook land, especially Muslims, Justice Al Mahdi Bey, need to get served. He's a buster. How in the hell are you going to question the minister? The minister been doing this for over 60 years. And he's still pushing. And you saying all he can do is speak. Man, I got something for you, man. So that's just for you. And anybody else who got something to say and you want your 15 minutes of fame, Brother Phillip, Lines Out the Cage, will address you personally. I got a lot of stuff to do, but today I think I'm going to designate, before I get on the plane and go to DC, I think I'm going to designate the rest of this day busting you suckers upside your head and making a fool out of you because you really whack as hell. The Jews are in it, or the Jews are getting something out of the march. Man, the minister then wrote books banging on the Jews and Satan. You ain't said nothing against the Jews. You ain't talking shit about the Jews. You ain't checking white folk. You don't have a movement. You don't have no brothers. You don't have no soldiers. You whack. You super whack. Like I said before, you ain't doing nothing. You are a bona fide buster. And as far as I'm concerned, Justice Al-Mahdi Day is persona non grata. The only reason why I'm addressing you is because you so whack. I gotta make sure that other suckers don't listen to you and they get whack. So this is like whack repellent. You understand what I'm saying? You tuning in to a hypocrite's worst nightmare in a sucker-free zone. And I'm banging on any of y'all who got something to say against the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, period. You trying to put hate in the air for the march. You're doing worse than the white man. That's what the white man don't want us to show up and listen to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. So you trying to tell me you agree with Sean Hannity. You agree with O'Reilly. You agree with Wolf Blitzer and them boys. This is what they don't want us following the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Now you hating. You hating. So they don't want a march to be successful and us listening to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and your punk ass don't want it. See, birds of a feather flock together. My enemy, the enemy of my enemy, is my friend. But the friend of my enemy is my enemy. Straight up. So yeah, I'll deal with you in a minute. I hope you come back and say something so I can really get at you, because you lucky it's Ramadan. And I'm getting a whole bunch of text messages telling me to calm down, but I ain't calming down. Kiss my ass. Lines Out the Cage. 10, 10, 15. What?